ballpark.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's episode 32 of the Bronx and Nothing podcast. We are back, and no, we are not talking about a series the Yankees just had because we're talking trade deadline this episode. We've had a couple days off from the Yankees, Kevin. Have you enjoyed it? How are you feeling, Kevin? How's your week been?
Everything good, man. I enjoyed the little break. The home run derby was nice. Definitely was entertaining. I do still wish that we had the 10 outs. But the All-Star game was nice. I mean, it was low score, but some nice plays were made for Garrett Cole. It was fun to see him actually have outfielders. I know he was relieved, right? And then a lot of buzz, man. The captain dropped a bomb saying that the Yankees should go after Soto, especially if they have a back couple of weeks now. And now Buster ends up saying that the Yankees are in talks or should be in talks with about Ohtani. So we'll get into it. A lot of exciting stuff, which we will break down and give our opinions on about our Yankees.
Yep, there's a couple teams, we don't know if they're selling, but we're going to talk about, some teams that I think
we could dream.
They have players, we could dream a little bit as Yankee fans. I know a lot of fans don't like to see us have fun, but there's some teams that are saying, we're selling. It might not be the best players, but it will be players that can help the Yankees. But before we go into that, let's go into the biggest talk in Yankee land besides the trade deadline, the patch. Star Insurance now has a patch with the Yankees, Kevin. I believe the Yankees are making about $25 million a year, and a lot of fans are upset about it, but some fans, including myself, we knew this was inevitable, Kevin, and hey, maybe that $25 million goes into Juan Soto's deal in 2 years from now. But Kevin, give me your thoughts on the patch. I don't know how you feel about it. We haven't really talked about it.
I mean, a lot of people, especially Mets fans, were making fun of because we were the first ones to point out. But listen, we know this was coming. The issue with us trolling the Mets was that, and you guys did resize it, was that the patch was way too big the first time, the Presbyterian Hospital. So let's not sit here and act like that wasn't the issue. But with us, listen, honestly, on the away jersey, it doesn't look that bad. On pinstripes, it hurts me. It really does.
On
the I don't know if you noticed, on the away jersey, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't.
You know what? I didn't even pick up on that because Cole had the away jersey on, and I
Watch
was like,
it. Yeah, look at it again.
I was like, bro, it's not bad. And I look at the Judge one, and he just
that one hurts. That one does hurt.
Color, the blue is like a little bit different because it's like a gray jersey. It just kind of blends in.
Yeah.
I mean,
the pinstripes is tough with the pinstripes there. Honestly, I wish maybe it was a little bit smaller.
That's the smallest they could do, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the agreement or whatever. If it helps pay for Soto, I'm all for it, though. I mean, it was gonna happen. I just hope that the owners fight, or maybe it's not the owners. The owners want it. Somebody has to. I mean, I don't want to turn into NASCAR. I don't want to have. You know how the Dominican League is. They have like 50 patches.
Yeah, one here, one all over the stomach.
Yeah, so it's like it's way too much. It'll get there if you let it. So let's just hope that it's only one. And let's keep it at that. But it doesn't look that bad on the away jersey, but on the pinstripes, it hurts. Honestly, I was thinking about just getting jerseys now and not buying that with the patch. Honestly, because I don't want to rock it. I don't want to rock it.
You're probably going to sell at a Yankee Stadium. So your best bet is to get
buy
it
now.
online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't want it with the patch.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have to get it outside of Yankee Stadium.
Correct.
You want it without the patch, which is. I mean, I don't know for sure because I.
You imagine you get there the first home game and they all have patches.
That'd be insane. Oh my god, I would hate that. But I don't know. It doesn't look bad. Listen, at least it's not TikTok heaven,
Yep.
Like, I don't know if you guys are at the stadium a lot. Some of you guys live far away, but Yankee Stadium is infested with TikTok ads. BioFreeze, TikTok. WB Mason too, but I don't think it would be that bad. But if TikTok was on our sleeve, like, I knew the Yankees would be going downhill.
I know, right?
But it's not TikTok. Weird. It's Star Insurance. It is what it is. We knew it was inevitable. But yeah, that's that. You ready to go to topic number 2, Kevin?
Yep.
Let's do Sean Casey. We talked about this a little bit in the last episode. we digested it. You know, he's had some
No,
interviews here and there.
I don't think we talked Sean Casey. We talked about Lawson, you losing his job. Honestly,
Okay.
remember
Yes,
we
yes,
recorded
yes,
that
yes.
same night. Sean Casey news broke in the morning, I think.
Yes. So we did not. Okay. So we didn't talk about Sean Casey.
Yeah.
Kevin, first thought, Sean Casey. You know he's not gonna make a big adjustment with the offense. You and I, we talked about it. We were with Pete. You know he doesn't have a time machine. But do you think he could help the Yankees? What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's obvious that in the front office they're starting to feel something's not clicking. I don't know if you know. I'll talk about it later. But Michael Kay also in an interview or talking with John Heyman and Brian, basically said that Cashman has told them that he has the sauce for 162 games, and then it's a crapshoot in October. Michael's Kay's mentioned that a few times, but I don't think he put Cashman's name onto it saying it. I think he was just saying that some guys in the front office were saying that. But that being said, we've had the same approach for a few years now. A lot of people, a perfect example, Spencer Jones, a kid that was hitting, I think 370, and I'm not complete, but I know it was over.
Great.
Yeah, he was. Now he's down to 260 because they did change his swing a little bit. It's all through our minor league system. It seems to be something that was being preached. And listen, we're not guys that are gonna sit here and talk against analytics, right? That's not what I'm saying. I've always preached that there has to be a good mix. And this guy, Sean Casey, is old school. I know people hate it, and I'm gonna say it. You can cringe that he was a 300 hitter. Like that doesn't mean anything. It drives me nuts because believe it or not, right? If you got a major leaguer who's making millions of dollars and he has a guy who played D1 or D2 and never made it to the minor league system or never played, maybe telling me to make an adjustment, sometimes when you're in that deep dark hole of a slump, you might think, what the fuck does he know? He's never been in my position. He's never had 40,000 people booing at me at the same time. Believe it or not, that runs through their mind. And the reason Sean Casey was hired is because of the communication. There's a clear evidence now that there seems to be a disconnect with some of the guys and the communication between Lawson and the guys that we have now. So Sean Casey is clear that he's a great communicator. He's a player's coach. He's going to spice things up. It's not like you don't have Lawson's assistant coaches still there, so analytics will still take a big part of what's going on with the hitters. But you just have a guy behind you now that can relax you, tell you, have a more feel for the game, situational approach, maybe game to game, maybe at bat to at bat, or maybe less. Let you rock and just tweak you here and there, right? So let's see. I think it will be an improvement. There's always an improvement when you saw when Girardi got kicked from the Philly. When there's an issue between coaches and players, normally there's a spark. Just says hope that it continues. I'm not saying he's gonna flip this whole lineup because at the end of the day we got the guys that we have, but I think he'll do good.
Yeah, Kevin. I mean, listen, he's not swinging the bat. Let's just get that out of the way. You know, he's not gonna make a guy go from 180 to 260. But maybe he makes some adjustments here and there with certain guys. Maybe he could tap into DJ LeMahieu. You know, he's been struggling really bad this year. And Anthony Rizzo, he's gone through a slump where I think me and you were talking about a couple of nights ago. If he doesn't hit a homer in these next couple of series, he will now be on 2 months without hitting a homer. And that's crazy to think about because he was, in mid-May, you were saying this guy's going to be the starter for the AL at first base. So that's just crazy to think about.
It was. A lot of he was on that on the way.
No doubt about it. Yeah, hopefully he can tap into these guys. But Garrett Cole said in an interview on MLB Network while he was down there in Seattle, he knows Sean Casey's respected. Was his nickname's the Mayor or something? Love that nickname. That's a sick ass nickname. I love it though. Hopefully he changes. I guess the mood in the clubhouse too. You know, maybe
Yes.
the guys are like tight and stuff like that. Like, I know, we're just fans or whatever, but just go back to enjoying the game. Like, hitting is fun. Competing every day. That's what you guys love to do. Exactly. So, it starts up top. You need your guys to be the table setters. And then you let 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth, do their job. So, I'm excited. Hopefully some adjustments are made with some of these guys. These guys are making millions of dollars, so they're not going to listen to everything that he says. Let's be real. But, hopefully it takes some tips, some little things. I'm sure Casey's been been working his tail off to try to get this lineup right. And it's not going to be done in a week or
No.
even a month, but just hoping that, he could turn some of these guys' seasons around.
Yeah, and then I just want to say for the people who are shitting on the Casey hire without giving the guy a week is ridiculous because a lot of those guys that were talking against Casey were the guys that were criticizing Yankee fans for pointing out the chicken parm situation where it didn't come from Lawson. And as much as you guys think that it didn't matter, it played into a lot of the issue. I mean, you can't have so many angles. I don't know if you know, the Yankees have like 7, 8 different camera angles at Yankee Stadium. So you can see Judge swinging from top, left, right, under. I don't know what the hell. They got like a bunch of. So for our hitting staff not to figure that out, I mean, that says something. And number two is like, you guys were also saying that it's not Lawson's fault. And now you are out here just trashing Casey. Can we let this guy? He's at the end of the day, he's with the Yankees, right? Is what I always say. Yep. We got to give the guy a shot. Let's give this guy a shot, and then you can take him to pieces later. But right now, give the guy a shot. Stop pulling up videos of him talking about stuff and crucifying for him having an opinion that you don't agree with. Unfortunately, sometimes when you're slumping, you don't want to see a bunch of freaking analytical numbers. Sometimes it's a feel. Sometimes it's a mindset. I mean, if you played the game, sometimes it's just it really is a different approach and all that stuff. That's another thing. He said that we're one of the teams with the less. I think it's pitches per. It wasn't per at bat. It was per inning. There was a lot of innings where we only saw 7 to 9 pitches. That's not good. Right? Total innings. We're not talking per at bat.
A lot of the starters were playing against AL East teams. I was picking up on that. Tyler Wells, 8-pitch first inning. Like, I mean, as a leadoff hitter, whoever's leading off for the Yankees, and it's just been a revolving door. You got to try to see as many pitches as possible so 2, 3, and 4 could see what this guy's got. Obviously, scouting report, but you want to see, hey, listen, is his curveball? Is he not locating it well today? Is he just bouncing it? Is his fastball staying up? Is he, he's dotting the corners? Guys like to know that, so... I mean, on certain days, some pitchers don't have their best stuff, so you kind of want to see that. So, I mean, listen, a lot of people are like, bullpens are nasty, but the more arms you see, there's a better chance one guy
doesn't have it
well that day. Doesn't have it. So, I don't know, but just hoping, he could just change up the vibes, maybe have some of these guys like smile. I know that really does have to do with baseball.
It gives me Nick Swisher vibes. It does. Having a spark in the clubhouse does make a difference. The first thing I always remember when the Yankees were losing to Detroit and everything, there was and even during the season, there wasn't much of. Listen, even as the adult and professionals that make millions of dollars, they have to feel good and they have to have people motivating them and they have to have that spark, right? Nick Swisher, CC Sabathia were those guys in the 2009 World Series, right? This guy, Sean Casey, man, he's a player's coach, man. He's going to go up there, joke all the time. Who knows? I really think he's going to show up with an 18-pack of beer and be like, all right, let's crack a few open. Let's see what's going on. And listen, sometimes it may work, it may not, but let's see. Let's give him a shot.
Anything is better. Anything is better than Lawson. You can't judge the guy also off a series, but I did tweet out, and I got a lot of reaction back, and people were saying, we're getting swept this series. We're facing 3 guys with a 6 ERA, Kevin. And in a place where the ball flies, I just pray we get some encouraging signs from some of these guys. Either Rizzo or LeMahieu, man, to see them rake this series, and also we need that desperately.
We need a 500 homer from Giancarlo.
Yeah, somebody said 502. I would love that. Let's get into the trades.
Let's get into the spiciness.
So this is our first time doing this, so I don't know how smooth it's gonna be. I kind of just wrote down a list of guys that I've been seeing in articles from some of you guys on Twitter. Like I said, reading through a couple articles and stuff like that. So let me start off with the Angels, because they're the team that everybody's been talking about. Are they selling? Will they trade to the Yankees? So I wrote down 3 guys, Kevin, and I want to see what you think about them. Brandon Drury, Shohei Ohtani, and Hunter Renfroe. And we know Ohtani's the pipe dream. He'd be a rental, and he would clean out a whole farm system, Kevin. But Drury could be interesting. He does have an OPS of 800, and he plays second and third base. So if we were to trade, Glaber or DFA Donaldson, he could take up that spot. And Renfroe's an outfielder. That hasn't really been talked about much. But what do you think about that, Kev?
Okay, so Listen, Otani's gonna take at least 3 first top 10 picks, even though he's a rental.
Yeah,
There's always
top 10 prospects.
yeah,
like, at
top
least
10 prospect.
5 of them are
There's
safe.
always a potential where maybe Otani goes to a team now and he likes the vibes, he likes the playoff run, and wants to. You never know if he goes to any team,
He's signed.
right? There's probably a team that's in the hunt is going to try to take him. If he goes to Texas, that'll be insane. Adding him to that lineup would be nuts.
Okay.
Just think about it. And if they go deep in the playoffs and now they can sell that, listen, we got all these guys are here for 4 or 5 years. So listen, for us, I don't see it just because it's been highly reported that he loves California. So in the All-Star break, they asked him multiple times who was of all of the guys that are there. Everybody said he was. Everybody was hold on. Everybody was in awe of him, and he said that he's in awe of Mookie Betts. So, and who does Mookie play for? Who needs an ace? So, I mean, listen.
Don't do this to me, Kev.
No. I mean, I'm just being.
I know.
I'm just being honest. I know John, a good friend of ours, said that it's not in the Japanese culture to go into the same city. I mean, I don't think the situation with Anaheim's the same. He gave him about 5 years, right? He gave him what he gave him. They could never pull anything together, and it is what it is. So
he was with the best player. He was with the best player in the world. That many people say so.
He chose them, So it's like, listen, he could have gone to a lot of teams. He chose Anaheim because he wanted to be with Trout. He gave you that. You couldn't put a team around them. And listen, I don't think he owes Anaheim. He doesn't owe the Angels anything, right? So, but for us, I don't see it. And if it does, is it worth risking 2 or 3 of our top guys for 3 months?
Dominguez,
if Judge is not back by October or September, let's say Judge is out for the year, you really think that Shohei is going to take us to the World Series?
No.
Be honest. He's one guy, right? And I know he's really 2 guys.
I've been saying this.
He's really 2 guys, but
you need 2 or 3 trades. That's how I think right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
2 or 3 trades. So,
listen, you get Shohei and somehow you still get Cody Bellinger. That's something different. Yeah, right. But right now, I just don't think the Yankees will give up the farm or their top prospects for a rental. Now, if there's conversations that Shohei will resign, that is something completely different. We had Babe Ruth. It's only fair. We had Babe Ruth. It's only fair, and it makes sense him to come to Yankee Stadium and end his career with the team that saw Babe Ruth, the last guy who did it what he did. That's a nice sell, but I don't know. He loves Cali, so
I think he wants to go into free agency. He wants to see what team.
He wants to be wined and dined.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, we don't think Otani is a real possibility. I mean, listen, what do we know? Maybe Cashman's like, listen, this is the guy. We'll take the rental for him. We'll give up the farm, but that's the deal that Cashman hasn't really made in the past couple of years. He hasn't given up the farm for a superstar, and maybe he's like, listen, I can just get this guy in free agency at the end of the year.
That too. So. Now,
but
there's another guy that's not a rental and has another year attached. I don't know who if I'm talking. You know who I'm talking to? You know what I say, mate?
That guy he's in Cali too, right? He's in Cali too. That's the guy that we've been talking about. Everybody's been talking about on Yankees Twitter. Juan Soto, a true generational talent. You would have to probably clean out the farm for him too, but it would be this season and next season with Juan. And
a much higher percentage of re-signing him because now because of the market that New York has with Dominicans and Japanese, because we were talking, Pete said that too, but I mean, the potential of having Juan Soto and the Yankees is insane. And now people are saying, like, shout out to Joe's, that I said, nah, Pop, we got to argue this. They said he's only one guy. Remember, a guy like that and a guy like Shohei do change your whole lineup. Why? Because you put Juan Soto second and you put Volpe leading off. You have Juan Soto and Judge behind you. You really think that Volpe's not going to see an uptick in fastballs? You really think Volpe's going to go from 205 to easy to 240 in a month? So that changes your lineup right there. It changes Judge too, because now Judge has two guys on normally, or one or two guys on, because he has a 415. What's his on base percentage right now? 415, 405. So it's a guy that completely changes your lineup, solves your left field. Listen, he doesn't have great defense in left field. We all know that.
We need his bat.
But his bat,
We need
his
bat.
his bat changes everything. It's not like he's not an outfielder. He's an actual outfielder who's not great and playing defense. That's something completely different than having guys who are infielders who can't play outfield. I don't think you see him taking weird routes or anything like that. No, he just doesn't get to some balls because he's not that quick and stuff like that. So that being said, I would love Juan Soto to the Yankees. It just makes complete sense. I know they have a good thing going in with Machado and Bogarts. I don't know what's really going in that clubhouse. I don't know who's the one who's unhappy right now, but it has to be one of them. It's if he's either Soto or Machado, or I don't think it's Tatis.
I think they wouldn't trade Fernando, and they just gave an extension to Machado, so Soto would be the guy. And he is the guy that we need because he's a left fielder, Kevin. And we know how badly we needed a left fielder before the season. Didn't get it. And listen, I'll be honest with you, Kevin. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. I think if they go... All right, so it's July 13th. We're recording this at 11 p.m. If in their next 11, if they go like 2-9, or maybe even 3-8, I could see them being like, all right, let's talk to the team, see what we can get for them. Honestly, that's how I see it. But if they go on like a 6-5 stretch, even 5-6, Kev, I don't think they're selling them. I think they can, get into the playoffs with their bullpen. They got Garbage, they got Musgrove, and they can do it.
And they also want Shohei, so they would need to clear some. I mean, they don't have to clear because it would be nice for them to have Shohei and added to that lineup with Soto one more year, but clearing that up, knowing that Soto wouldn't resign, and then you can trade him and get pieces that you'll have Shohei. Now you have a gel of the guys that they have, and adding Dominguez to that, adding Peraza, who's ready, honestly, adding those type of guys there. Maybe Glaber's in that trade. Who knows, right? So it's like, let's not sit here and act like we don't have the guys to pull it off. I believe we do. It just makes sense. I want to see the phone calls. I have to, because we didn't talk to Bryce Harper. And we held on to some guys because of Machado. So when a generational top 10 player is available, the New York Yankees have to be on those phone call records. I don't want to hear it.
Yep, definitely. Let me just mention some more outfielders, Kevin. If I say a name that, comes off the list, stop me, tell me your thoughts or whatever. We'll go into depth. The White Sox, I know they said they weren't selling, but if they're giving away a guy like Luis Robert, not giving away, but if they're trading, and they're like, listen,
he has a great contract too.
He is right under Soto. He is the tier under Soto. Like, Soto's generational talent, but this kid is special.
Yes, he is.
Robert, we've seen him. We saw him in the Home Run Derby. I know it's just Home Run Derby, but he's special. I don't think they're selling because they said they were pretty much selling everybody besides their good players. We know Giolito could be a guy. Lance Lynn could be a guy. If the Yankees are interested in starting pitchers, but I don't think that they'll.
I like Eloy, even though we need a lefty.
Eloy too. That could be possible. Jocko Conforto with the San Francisco Giants.
No, I don't see that. The Yankees could have had him in free agency.
I don't think so. And I don't think so because I don't think the Giants are selling either. But I just wanted to give, talk about them maybe. They definitely could help our team, but I just don't see it happening because I don't think the Giants are selling. And let's go to two teams that...
There is a possibility.
There has been a possibility for a long time now. And it's been the talk for the past month. And they're both in the NL Central. Chicago Cubs with one Cody Bellinger and the St. Louis Cardinals that have come out and said, we are open for business. They are going to trade. Maybe they're retooling. I think they're just retooling, Kevin, because they did give...
Who do you think they're trading? St. Louis.
St. Louis, listen, I know a lot of people want Donovan. You would have to give up a lot. He's a lefty bat. He pretty much plays everywhere. Really good utility. They're not eating any of our contracts. I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Unless you give elite level prospects, like multiple of them, with like DJ, then I think they might consider, but I doubt it. Nolan Arenado's the guy that's come to mind, Kevin. Third baseman, 32 years old. That's their guy over there. But listen,
Well,
the
listen,
Yankees give an unreal offer. Maybe they don't say
I don't
no.
know.
So
I don't
maybe they
know
pick up.
what the deal is. I've heard Nolan, and it is very interesting, and I'm not going to be against it. I'm always going to be for it because he's the best third baseman, I think, in baseball. It's arguably complete. We talk about offense and defense. I know you're a Manny Machado guy.
No, fair
I,
enough, fair enough.
I am a Manny Machado guy as well, but the glove goes obviously towards Nolan when it comes to that. Now, that being said, there's a lot of rumors. A lot of people in St. Louis said that Nolan hasn't been that good in the playoffs. I know it was only 2 games. They're judging him off that. Manny Machado has had his moments in the playoffs, but I think at his age, 32. I just want to keep receipts because if you're gonna be criticizing the Yankees for having 35-year-olds and you want Nolan Arenado, then you're gonna have to hold on to that when he's 35, and if he falls off a cliff or it gets bad, that we don't know, right? I'm not gonna sit here and say he will. I'm just not gonna be that guy. I'm not always the Yankee fan that's saying that we have a bunch of 40-year-olds. It's something that the Yankees do a lot. Now, I do agree that we do have to get more athletic. We do have to get quicker. We do have to get we have the flexibility in a lot of guys when it comes to playing different positions. But look at those guys in the outfield, bro. Look at the playoffs, bro. All-Star game, Adolis and Randy, bro. They made amazing plays. They're quick. They steal bags. We only really have Volpe. We don't have anybody else who's lightning fast. We want to get quicker and younger. I don't know, but if he is available, I mean, it's Nolan Arenado. You can't say no to that.
I mean, another guy available at third base, so might as well go into third base real quick. It's a guy we've been talking about, Kevin. He's a rental. He's on the Washington Nationals. Jeimer Candelario. Nelo Mio. A Dominican, Kevin, that, we would love a Dominican to play for the Yankees. Oh, we got a Severino right now.
Domingo. Come on,
and
bro.
Domingo, Mr. Perfecto. But listen, it would be cool to have Jeimer. He would definitely help our team.
And Alberto Abreu.
He doesn't count. You can't put him in that group. But Jeimer Candelario would definitely help out the Yankees, Kevin. And he's a rental, but there's going to be lot of teams going after Jeimer Candelario.
A lot of people, a few teams need third basemen, and a player that plays the corners like he will. I think
it's in WBC.
Yes.
In
if you saw that, he's a switch hitter, right? Okay. So you get that he plays the corners, so he can give Rizzo days off as well, and DJ can still. It works for the Yankees because he plays the corners and he's a switch hitter, right? And he's only making $5.6 million. Honestly, if the Yankees get him, even though he's a rental, I still think the Yankees can maybe get him on another 2 or 3 year deal for cheap, or a 1 or 2 year deal with a player option or something like that for the second, just because the Yankees don't have a clear cut when it comes to third base right now. Right, we don't know if that's going to be Peraza now. We don't know if Peraza is traded for Soto. We don't know what's going on right now, right? So I like I told you, since we already mentioned Bellinger, what I think will happen is Bellinger and Candelario, which I really see as something feasible that the Yankees can do, and that'll improve our team right away. But I don't see, as you say, him being as easy as a target because a lot of people need him.
Yep. I mean, another guy that could also.
I mean, we could trade Donaldson.
You're gonna have to DFA him. Dylan Carlson. He's also on St. Louis. He could be a guy. A lot of Cardinals fans say that he's going to be the guy that's going to get traded. So we'll see. Lars Nootbaar is another one. I mean, he's
I don't think. No, he's not getting traded.
Yeah,
he's at this point. He's tapped in with the WBC. He's tapped into that market with the Japanese culture, so he's gonna bring you a lot more income besides of being a great player too.
Definitely. I just wanted to mention names because they did say they were selling Kevin. So, but I'm glad we're on the same page with that. And I don't think Nootbaar gets traded, but realistically for the Yankees, a lot of fans are saying it will be Jeimer Candelario from the Nationals and Cody Bellinger from the Cubs. 2 rentals. And then, hey, listen, if he maybe wins World Series MVP, we can give him the bag in the offseason.
Cody also plays first. Taps into what the Yankees like. Flexibility, right?
And his dad. He said, his dad was with the Yankees. He said in an interview,
I think, yeah. Go ahead.
That the Yankees mean a lot to him. The Yankees organization means a lot to him. Maybe the Yankees take that into account, and I definitely think they do, Kevin.
Yeah,
So
100%. And like I said, you add those two to the lineup, Judge is back. Maybe when you DFA Donaldson, if you call up Peraza, unless he's traded or something like that. Honestly, I want to know what the deal is with Florial too, because we all know he is a real outfielder at least. I don't think he's going to be worse than what Oswaldo does. What do you think?
I was gonna get into that when we go to our.
Okay, second half.
We're about
Okay,
to talk
okay.
to. No. We'll talk about Florida real quick though. I don't think the Yankees. I think he had his opportunities, which seems unfair, and it is unfair. But he's been up multiple times with the Yankees, and he's not on the 40 man. So that takes somebody off the 40 man, and I just don't see them adding him to the 40 man. I just think he gets maybe traded at the deadline. There's just not that there's no room for him. I just think he's not a part of their plan, unfortunately. And it's sad to see because he's ranked in AAA. I don't think he's a part of the plan.
Okay.
And I just want to mention two other starters before we get it, in case the Yankees were thinking about trading for starters. He's their best pitcher in St. Louis right now. He was a former Yankee, Jordan Montgomery. I think he's staying put, but there was a couple of rumors just floating around about possibly them trading Montgomery, but they need pitching. So maybe the Yankees can give him, Vasquez or Brito, Luis Hill coming off Tommy John.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't they're not in the window to win now, so maybe they can use them for years to come. That's what I'm saying. Or Jack Flaherty. They also have Jack Flaherty. He's probably one of the guys that are gonna get traded. He's a starter for them. He dealt against us, I'm pretty sure. So everybody does, but he definitely be somebody the Yankees would tap into. All right, Kev. Let's go into the next topic. It is minor leaguers. So I wanted to ask you this question: what guy do you think, either AA, AAA, or wherever, do you think can help? Do you think can help and is going to help the team this year?
Well, the obvious to me, the two picks that are obvious that should be up here right now, and a lot of people agree with me. And listen, after watching that video that the Yankees posted about Higgy, I feel bad because I give Higgy a lot of stuff, and he says that he still feels that he's not deserved to play in that team. And honestly, the time that he's given us, he has 100% earned his backup spot, backup catcher, and he's been solid for years. We just seen a slight decline on. Was that? We just seen a slight decline on his defense, which is obvious with him dropping balls back there and all that stuff. The bats haven't been great from both sides, and it ends up being the same thing that happened because of Gary, right? Gary Sanchez's bat was declining, and then it was starting to affect that. Listen, this guy is horrible on defense, or is not that good anymore on defense. And Higgy is, so we went and got a defensive catcher, and now you, who were the defensive catcher when Gary's here, has come down. So the obvious choice is to get Ben up here, who was a huge part of that Donaldson deal, and was hyped up a lot as well. And is a switch lefty bat that you can platoon with Trevino. So that's the obvious choice. Peraza as well, an infielder that can give you multiple positions: play second, play short, play third. Why not? Why isn't he up here? But the guy that I feel that doesn't get mentioned enough, and I know a lot of people haven't mentioned him, but he plays corners as well. If we don't get Jamer, is Andres Chaparro. And a lot of people don't mention him, and I'm just gonna tell you what he's doing right now. Listen,
he rakes.
Now his batting average is 242 for the batting average people. Now that's not great, but look at our lineup. His on base percentage is 334. Which is solid. He's slugging 464, and his OPS right now is 798. He has 16 homers and 60 RBIs. The guy hits monster shots. You can ask Mario, who we were out there in Tampa. He hits the ball very, very hard, which is something that the Yankees love as well, right? So, listen, if we can't get Candelario, I think that guy should be called up. Those are three names I'm going to give you right now. I'm not going to talk Dominguez as much as I love it, even though people are talking about his batting average, but he's I think his on base, I'll tell you right now, because I pulled it up.
A ton, Kevin.
Not only
walks a ton.
Yes, exactly. He has, honestly, his eye is elite. When we say, and this is what people, again, watch the games, look at the stats. Your man Jason Dominguez he's batting 204 and his on base is 345. So if this kid was batting 250, his on base would be 400. Right? He's another low key. He's leading stolen bases in both AAA and AA with 24. He's only been caught 4 times. Right? So that's huge right there. We need velocity. We need people to steal bases. A lot of teams do that well. We haven't been doing it because we got guys with cement feet. So,
Yeah,
but
no
he's
doubt,
not.
Kevin.
But I still don't think he's ready. I don't know if you think he's ready.
I think he's more of a.
He needs a little more time.
Yeah, I think next year, Kev.
Yeah.
Maybe he can fight for it in spring training. I think they are going to give him a season at AAA, possibly. Yeah, I just don't think he cracks the opening day roster next year.
I
either,
think
but
the
there's a
next. I
possibility.
honestly, I think that they should. If we trade our guys in AAA and a few outfielders, they should, even though, move him up and see how he does there. Just like Volpe, let him end the year there. And if next year he does the same thing that he did this year, which he raked and hit a lot of home runs in spring training, then he can earn a spot and start the season with us next year. But I don't see it
But
happening this year.
you can't. My biggest thing is you can't rely on that though. You still have to go out, Kevin, and address left field. You
Oh
have
no,
to go out.
yeah.
You can't bank on. You can't bank on. Jason.
Well, we're
And
talking all that. We don't
and
know if
Bader-
Jason's gonna be here. If Soto's here. So, but
Yeah, true. That's
But-
the pipe dream. But and also Bader a free agent. That's another thing we have to look at.
Bader, if Bader's gonna, I see good things about Bader because I think he's gonna resign no matter what. Even if you get Soto, you want him. And even if Dominguez comes up, you want him. So it's like a win-win. I don't see him not resigning unless we get like a Luis Robert or something like that. That's the only reason why I'll see that. But I think Bader stays. It's obvious, man. He's one of the best, if not the best, center fielder in baseball.
Platinum glove.
Listen, man, you can't make that up. His bat has been better with us, so I do see him staying at like. If I had to put money on it, I mean, I think it's like 80-90% he re-signs with the Yankees. He loves us. He plays well. He's a fan favorite. He's a spark as well. I love Bader.
Listen, Spark, extremely clutch at the plate. Exactly what the Yankees want from him.
Yep.
And a platinum glove. That's exactly what we need from center field. Let me just give him a little bit of input about the minor leagues and stuff like that. I agree, Kev. Peraza, I think, is going to be a guy. If we're talking about, listen, the Yankees aren't going to trade for a third baseman. I would like to see them make 2 or 3 trades, but if they don't, you DFA JD and you call up Peraza. I think that's the move that everybody thinks that's going to happen. I think it will happen sooner than later, unless they trade Peraza. And a big deal. But we'll see what happens. There's still, what we got? 3 weeks until the deadline?
Yeah.
So a lot can happen between then and now, Kevin. All right, and the last thing we're going to talk about today is, Kevin, what are you looking forward to in the second half of the season? We know the Yankees are in 4th place right now, Kevin. But what is something you're looking forward to? Is it pitching? Is it at-bats, Sean Casey? What is it that you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to walking up into Yankee Stadium and seeing the lineup: Volpe, Soto, Judge, Giancarlo, Bellinger, and then whoever comes after.
Rizzo, loco. Don't forget about Rizzo. I know he's be slumping. Don't forget about Rizzo, but I got you.
Listen, I said I added Bellinger to Soto, but what I really, either or is what I'm looking forward to. We need somebody out there. Now, the Yankees are right now out of a playoff spot. But that being said, Mario, the Yankees have been able to stay afloat without Judge.
Afloat.
Now, that being said, as well, is he coming back or no? And that's the thing that we never know with with the reports, right? How does he feel? He hasn't even started running bases.
I was about to say, that's what there hasn't really been an update about that, Kevin. I think we're about to get like 3 hours before game time, 4 hours, just a ton of updates. I don't know anything, but what I'm saying is there's got to be an update. There's got to be something. There's going to be an update about somebody. I know that for sure. There hasn't been any updates during the All-Star break. So, I don't know, Willie Calhoun or Jake Bauer, something about them. Like, there's going to be updates about somebody.
You're forgetting somebody.
But Judge.
No, a Yankee injury that's been he signed. We got him again, and he played for like 3 games, and then he's been hurt. He's been on the 10-day for forever.
What do you mean? Who are you talking about?
Greg Allen.
Oh, Greg Allen.
Where the hell is Greg Allen?
Him too. He's supposed to be back, which I could see. Could you imagine a JD DFA tomorrow? Could you imagine Yankee Twitter exploding like that if we get that news?
Listen, man, it's tough. for you because you love him, but I mean, if he's on, you love his attitude, but the way the way you've been swinging the bat, man. I mean, and your attitude is just it's not clicking. It's not A to A. It's not connecting dots, bro. I'm sorry, man. It's a business. We trying to win. You're not at your best right now. Good luck. Maybe you can play one more year somewhere else and maybe retire in a high note, or you just retire after being DFA'd. But I think it's time, bro. I don't care, man. If you're hitting a home run every 10 at bats, I mean every 20 at bats, it's not fucking worth it, bro. It's not.
You might hit 470 at Coors and just go like this to you.
And then buy another 2 weeks.
Yeah, but
that's my thing, because that's what he does.
Crazy. Yep.
But no, like, but yeah, and I'm also looking forward to Rodon.
Definitely, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Our rotation, like, I still have faith in Luis Severino. I know it might be crazy. Nestor Cortez, we haven't seen Nestor in a while. I feel like.
I think they're giving him what they did to Severino last year. The extra time to get ready, so you're ready for October.
We got to make it there first, though. We got to make it there first.
And that's my issue. Win now. Win today. If you would have won 5 more games instead of punting lineups and resting guys with the load management crap, maybe we would have been 3 games ahead of the last wildcard spot instead of not being in a wildcard spot now. This is my issue when you start resting in April and May, when guys should be playing all of their games again. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Can we talk about
yeah, we talk about it a lot, yeah.
I'm sure people are tired of us talking about it, but yeah, man. You just got to go out there and win. You know, don't worry about tomorrow. Focus on today. Win today. Listen, we got our 3 best starters going. Domingo, perfect game, so he's in that mix. We got our 3 best starters going as of right now, the way I see it in this series. Rodon tomorrow night, or when you guys are listening to this tonight. Rodon tonight, Clark Schmidt on Saturday, and Garrett Cole on Sunday.
You can't put
guys with a 6 ERA.
You can't put Clark over Domingo.
Okay. Domingo with the perfect game, but you know, you got to give my boy Clark some love.
No, of course. He's been great, and that's what I said. When Nestor comes back, the guy that looks like he's going to lose his spot is Sevy.
Which is crazy to think. But we're still ways away. Maybe we trade Severino away. Like a Monty kind of swap like we did last year. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. Excited, Kevin. I feel like there's a lot of unknowns coming with this trade deadline.
That's our issue. Unknowns with the deadline, unknowns with the injuries.
Unknowns with other teams is what I'm saying. Not just the Yankees. We don't know what teams are selling. Maybe there's a team selling. We have no idea.
And maybe there's a team that's going to make a big splash. Remember I told you, Shohei goes to Texas. That's insane.
I'll be sick.
Imagine this. Who's another team that has a great farm system in our division? I know you don't want to say the name exactly. Imagine adding Shohei.
That team.
I know, but imagine them adding Shohei.
That would be nuts.
That's insane, bro.
There's talk about the Astros with
another. Well, I mean, listen, the way they're set up, they're not spending that much money either. But listen, if another team is gonna make a splash like that, you better be ready that you're gonna do something, because as of right now, you are behind when it comes to the Braves, when it comes to Houston, when it comes to right now, even looking at Baltimore. Right? Yes, we beat them twice. Without Judge, which was crazy. We should have won. I don't want to go back to that series, but we're like right there, and we're maybe 2 moves from being a great team, right? And that is my issue. Go out there and just do it, right? We know that the team that we have now is not going to do it, right? So.
Yep. And my biggest thing is, Kevin, before we go real quick, when the trade deadline comes up, right? The Yankees got 3 in Colorado, 3 in Los Angeles. Day off, 3 against Kansas City, day off, 2 against the Mets. Then we get to the 27th, where we go away to Baltimore. 28, 29, 30 are 3 7 o'clock games. And then you have an off day, or no, you don't have an off day Monday. You go right into playing the Tampa Bay Rays. That's the 31st and the 1st of the trade deadline. I mean, I hope you make a trade by the 27th. Maybe that's a lot to ask.
I'm buying tickets to that game. Soto game against Tampa.
You know how happy I would be. I would love
Listen,
that.
it's
But we'll see what happens.
I'm just gonna say this to end this. It's a defining moment right now for Cashman and Hal. You have a window with one of the best players ever in Judge. I know he's a guy who has been struggling with injuries, but when this guy's on the field, he's one of the best players, if not the best behind Shohei right now. So you have him. You have one of the top 5, top 10 pitchers right now in Cole. Rodon as well, top 20 pitcher. You have a window with those 3 guys that you have to exploit, and you have to go all in. We're going to see if you're going to put the money where your mouth is. Like you said, that we're not done. We're going to see if you're going to go all in the trade deadline, or you're going to wait. Listen, at some point, I feel like Soto and the Yankees just has to make sense. Those are the next big names that are coming up. Soto, Shohei. Again,
chat to it, bro. Just go do it.
Exactly.
You got Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole in their prime. Garrett Cole, and I know it's an award that people don't really care about. It's only mid-season. Garrett Cole won the middle of the season Cy Young Award. Come on, you got these 2 guys in their prime. Go out, go make a splash. With the New York Yankees, just go out and do it. We're trying to win now. We're starving. Our fan base is starving for a World Series. Go out and do it.
It just makes sense. What was I saying in our chat? Man, in the 2000s, we added A-Rod to the team. We added Bobby Abreu. We added Johnny Damon. Then we added, in 1 year, I know we added Tex, CC, Nick Swisher. We added A.J. Burnett. We went on a splash. Now, listen, we're not expecting to go sign 7 guys, but it's a no-brainer that it addresses too many holes that the Yankees have adding Soto to the lineup. It just does. And it's great marketing. Imagine, I'm going to tell you this right now. Soto goes to the Yankees. You have a huge fan base that they've lost in Dominican Republic because they feel that the Yankees don't cater to Dominicans, even though we know that they had Soriano, they've had other guys. But listen, adding Soto there, best believe Dykeman is going to be in left field every single night.
Ya lo sabe, mi gente.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if Dominicans go to the ballpark, I don't care if the beers are $15, you better stock double because we drink a lot.
Yeah, we do. Well, not me.
Not you.
Kevin,
but
I know Kevin.
You know the WBC how it was. Remember I told you all the food concessions were empty, but all the liquor lines was full? I'm telling you, Dominicans drink, buddy, and that's a lot of moolah.
And I know that's what you love the most, Hal. So come on, man, just go out and do it.
Yes.
If he's available, if they say he's available, do whatever you can in your power. We don't want to wait. Judge doesn't want to wait. We're starving for a World Series. Just go out and do it. Kev, I think we're done here.
Yes, we are.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We went a little bit late today, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Don't worry. I mean, it's a lot, right? And guys, we're gonna come on if anything pops off, any trade news comes up, we'll definitely do a short video on that. Mario, good luck to Colorado. He'll bring us some footage from there. And we'll thank you everybody for listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Hit the like button because it helps the algorithm. And we'll see you on the next one. We thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you guys. Let's go Yankees. Sweep Colorado. Let's go.
Yeah.